Good morning, children. Today we are going to start a third chapter of economics, that is money and credit. See, there are so many things that you need in your daily life, but what is the one thing that can help you have them all? Money. If you have money, you can buy anything being sold out in market. You can buy a pen to a car. Money can help you buy all kind of goods and services. So in this chapter we will learn about most fascinating topic, that is money. Now in this chapter we are going to read money as a medium of exchange, modern forms of money, loan activities of banks, two different credit situations, terms of credit, formal sector credit in India, self-help groups for the poor. Money as a medium of exchange. See, money can be defined as anything that acts as a medium of exchange, store of value and unit of accounting to facilitate the economic activities and transactions. Example: currency, paper notes, coins, demand deposits, banker check, etc. Barter system and the need of money. See, long time back, thousands of years ago, there was no concept of money. People used to exchange one commodity for the other. This was called the barter system. However, exchanging goods in the barter system was not that simple. In barter system, goods are directly exchanged with the goods to complete the mutual needs. Example: if a shoemaker exchanges a pair of manufactured shoes to the farmer for some quantity of wheat, but the person having wheat doesn't want shoes, he wants fish. The man having fish wants to buy a bicycle. Here, although every person has something to offer, they cannot exchange things as their requirements do not match. When in exchange, both parties agrees to sell and buy each other's commodities, it is called double coincidence of wants. In the barter system, double coincidence of wants is an essential feature. See, there are different drawbacks also in double coincidence of wants. Double coincidence of want is essential. Both the people should be needing the things which are with them: store of value, deferred payments, unit of accounting. So these are all drawbacks of the double coincidence of want. Money eliminates the need of double coincidence of wants. As money enables the exchange process, it is called medium of exchange. Now we will come to the advantages of money. मनी के क्या फायदे होते हैं? देखिए, सबसे पहला फायदा है, इट रिमूव्स द कोइंसिडेंस ऑफ वांट्स. Take less storage space and it is easier to carry. You can keep it in a small purse and you can carry it with you. Then liquidity of currency is easier. Nowadays you must have heard many apps are there and cards are available through which it is not necessary to physically carry the currency. So these are different forms of money. In ancient times, if you will see, forms of money were grains, cattle, metallic coin of gold, silver, copper. Interesting facts are there about Mayan civilization, that they used to use chocolate as a medium of exchange, chocolate as money. Have you heard the phrase कौड़ियों के भाव? इसका मतलब होता है it is very cheap. So kauri used to be a unit of money long time back. Now if you will see modern forms of money, you may see lot of cards are here there, checks are there, and if you may see that coins and paper money is also there. Now in early ages, people used to used grains, cattle, means they used to exchange things as money. Now in modern forms, you will see currencies there, deposit with banks is there, check, credit and debit cards are there. We call them plastic currency. Modern forms of money, you know that modern currency doesn't have any value of its own. It has value because it has been authorized by the government of India. The current series of notes are known as Mahatma Gandhi series, started in 1996. It has amount written in 17 languages on it. In India, Reserve Bank of India issues currency notes on the behalf of the central government. No other individual or organization is allowed to issue currency. Moreover, the law legalizes the use of rupee as a medium of payment that cannot be refused in settling transactions in India. No individual in India can legally refuse a payment made in rupees. Hence, the rupee is widely accepted as a medium of exchange. Deposits in banks. The other form in which people hold money is as deposit in banks. People deposit their extra cash with the banks by opening a bank account in their name. Banks accepts the deposit and also pay an amount as an interest on the deposits. You must have heard about it from your parents that whatever the extra amount is there, they keep it in bank and they are earning interest on that money. The deposit in the bank account can be withdrawn on demand. If you will say, they will be giving you your money. These deposits are called demand deposits. The payments are made by checks instead of cash. A check is a paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person's account to the person in whose name the check has to be issued. And one more thing, credit and debit cards are also there. Nowadays, credit and debit cards are in fashion. A debit card allows you to make payment from the amount which is lying in your bank account. A credit card, on the other hand, provides you money on credit. Payment through credit and debit card is done electronically, and this removes the need of carrying the cash. So you must have seen your parents, if they go for shopping, many a times they do not pay anything and they just whatever they shop, they make the payment with the help of debit card or credit card. And sometimes you must have seen certain apps are also being used. With the help of those apps, you can pay whatever you are buying. Paytm is there, for example. You must have heard about it. Now, loan activities of banks. Bank mediates between those who has surplus amount and those who need money. Bank accept deposit from a bank account holder who has excess of amount. For example, a person is earning 1 lakh rupees per month, but he is spending only 35 or 45,000 per month, and rest of the money he is going to put into his bank account. So it is his excess amount, and on that amount he will be getting interest from the bank. So banks do a small portion of this amount as a provision for users who wish to withdraw money. This is called cash reserve ratio or CRR. See, when you are depositing your money in the bank, the money you are depositing, little portion of that money bank keeps it with themselves. The other portion they give it to other people on as a loan, and bank they get interest from those people. Currently in India, this is around cash reserve ratio is 15% of the total amount. The major portion of money is offered as a loan to those who need money. जिसको लोन लेना है वो वहां से बैंक से लोन ले सकते हैं. Loan is an amount given by a bank in which bank provide money to the needy with an assurance to pay the amount with the extra amount charged as a interest. अगर आप बैंक से पैसा लेते हैं as a loan तो आपको उसका इंटरेस्ट भी देना पड़ता है. वो एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट यू हैव टू पे टू द बैंक. A person who deposits the amount in the bank is called a depositor. A person who borrows money from the bank is called a borrower. The rate of interest on loan is higher than the rate of interest bank offers on the deposits. The difference between the amounts earned from the borrower to the amount given to the depositor is the main source of income for a bank. For example, person A, he has deposited 100 rupees in the bank, and person B, he wants to have loan from the bank. So he goes to the bank and he asks for a loan of 50 rupees. And for that amount, he has to pay interest to the bank. Now, what will the bank earn in this? Bank has to give amount as an interest to person A, and bank is going to earn interest from person B. So difference between that is the income of the bank. Fine. So today we will today we have discussed the loan activities of the bank. We have discussed the medium of money as an exchange. So next time we will discuss the second part of the chapter, that is credit.